Hi there, my friend. I'm Sam, and this is Blooming English Avenue. Today, I want to share something simple but powerful. 70 everyday English sentences that can quietly change the way you speak. These are not just phrases from a textbook. They're the real words people use when they say hello, order coffee, ask for help, or make plans. The kind of words that help you sound natural, confident, and warm. In this episode, I'll guide you through each sentence, what it means, how it feels, and when to use it in real life. So take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let's begin this small but beautiful journey where every sentence you learn becomes one more step toward fluent, blooming English. Social openers and greetings. The first words we say often decide how a conversation feels. A simple hello can open a door, a smile can build a bridge, and a few warm sentences can make the world feel just a little smaller. Let's begin with some of those magic openers, the kind that make people feel seen, not just spoken to. Small world, isn't it? Small world, isn't it? It's what we say when life surprises us. When you meet an old friend in a cafe across the ocean, or see your neighbor at the airport by chance. It carries wonder, a quiet laugh, and that sweet feeling of connection. A reminder that somehow the world is big, but also beautifully small. What have you been up to lately? This question is warmer than how are you? It's a gentle invitation to share your recent stories, your days, your moments. When you ask, what have you been up to lately? You're really saying, I care about your life. It's a small question, but it opens a deep door. It's been ages, a phrase full of nostalgia and laughter. You use it when time has passed, when you finally see someone you meant to text months ago. It's playful, a little guilty, but full of warmth. As if saying, I've missed this. You're looking well. Sometimes, a simple compliment means more than you think. You're looking well is kind, mature, and thoughtful. It notices the person, not just their clothes or weight. It says, you look happy. In English, this is the kind of compliment that feels sincere, not too personal, just right. How's everything on your end? A beautiful phrase when you want to check in, especially with colleagues or clients. It keeps the tone warm yet professional. You're not just asking about work. You're showing respect for their world, their pace, their life. How's everything on your end means, I care, and I'm listening. Sit can't complain, really. This one's humble. The kind of answer that makes you sound grounded. Can't complain, really, means you're doing fine. Not perfect, not terrible, just steady. It's how many native speakers show quiet gratitude, without bragging, without drama. Calm, balanced, real. Same old, same old. We all have those weeks that feel the same. Same old, carries a sigh, a smile, or both. It can mean you're content or just tired of routine. Either way, it's an honest human response. No need to impress, just share your truth. Been keeping busy? A soft, polite question for small talk. You can use it when you're not sure what's new in someone's life. It sounds friendly without pushing too deep. Been keeping busy means, how have you been spending your days? It opens a space for light, comfortable conversation. Nice catching up. Every conversation has a gentle ending. Nice catching up is how you close a moment with gratitude. It means I really enjoyed this. Perfect after coffee with a friend or a short chat in the supermarket. It's a small goodbye that keeps the connection warm. Drop me a message sometime. When you want to stay in touch, but keep it easy. Say, drop me a message sometime. It leaves the door open. It says, I'd love to hear from you. Without pressure or formality. It's casual, kind, and full of quiet warmth. A perfect way to end a friendly chat. You see, greetings are more than just words. They are little seeds of connection. When you plant them with kindness, conversations grow. And so does your confidence. Scene 1, Cafés and Restaurants. There's something special about cafes and restaurants. The sound of clinking cups, quiet laughter, the smell of food in the air, and the gentle dance of words that make every meal feel warm. Let's walk through these moments together. How to order, ask, and speak with calm confidence wherever you are. Arriving and ordering. You step into a cozy cafe. The air smells like roasted coffee and fresh bread. A kind waiter greets you with a smile. Now it's your turn to speak. Could we get a table by the window if possible? Soft, polite, and friendly. The kind of request that feels natural. You're not demanding, you're choosing a small joy. A bit of a sunlight, a view, a moment of quiet. Every please adds warmth to your English. 2, I'll have the grilled salmon, please. The menu looks delicious, and you've made your choice. Short, confident, and kind. This is how native speakers order food. You can swap in any meal you like. I'll have the pasta. I'll have the cappuccino. Simple, but it sounds graceful. 3, would you mind giving us a few more minutes? Sometimes you need a moment to decide. It's gentle, respectful. A phrase that says, thank you for waiting. In English, politeness isn't about big words. It's about tone. That soft edge in your voice that keeps every conversation kind. Once you've ordered, the meal begins. The clatter of dishes, the soft background music, the easy rhythm of voices. But sometimes, small moments appear. Things to clarify, to ask, to adjust, and your words can make those moments smooth and graceful. Scene 2, handling the moment. Could we get this to go? Maybe you've eaten half your meal, maybe you're in a hurry. This is how you ask for takeaway, politely, simply. A friendly tone makes all the difference. Excuse me, I think this isn't what I ordered. It's calm, not angry. Clear, not cold. In English, this kind of sentence keeps dignity on both sides. You're correcting the situation, but keeping the kindness. Is service included? When the bill arrives, you ask, is service included? A smart, polite way to check if a tip has already been added. It shows cultural awareness. A quiet sign of respect for local customs. Could I see the wine list, please? Elegant, simple, timeless. A reminder that the most graceful English isn't complicated. It's clear, calm, and said with ease. 8, I have a food allergy. Does this contain nuts? A sentence that can keep you safe and shows awareness. You can replace nuts with gluten, dairy, or shellfish. It's direct, respectful, and important. Sometimes clear words are the kindest words. And now the meal is almost done. The plates are empty, the coffee is warm, and it's time to say thank you. Gracefully, sincerely. Scene 3. Closing the meal. Everything was fantastic, thank you. A beautiful way to end your meal. This phrase always makes people smile. It acknowledges effort, and it spreads kindness. Gratitude, when spoken sincerely, always sounds fluent. Can we get separate checks? A practical phrase, especially when eating out with friends. It keeps the situation easy, clear, respectful. Because clarity is a kind of kindness too. Every meal is a small story. Not just about food, but about how we connect. When you speak with warmth and awareness, your English doesn't just sound fluent, it feels human. So next time you sit at a table, remember, your words can make the moment bloom. Workplace and professional settings. The workplace is more than meetings and deadlines. It's a space where words carry weight, where every sentence can build trust, solve a problem, or open a door. Today, let's explore 10 sentences that help you sound calm, confident, and professional. Not just in English, but in the way you show clarity and care at work. Scene 1. Starting the workday. Morning light, a cup of coffee, your inbox waiting. The day begins, not with noise, but with connection. 1. Let's touch base later this week. A phrase that means let's reconnect, update, or review together. It sounds soft but purposeful, perfect for teamwork. In English, it's not just about scheduling. It's about collaboration, the quiet rhythm that keeps a team moving forward. 2. Could you clarify what you meant by that? A gentle way to ask for clarity without sounding defensive. It shows curiosity, not confrontation. In meetings, this small question can shift the mood from misunderstanding to understanding. Just to double check, we're meeting at 2, right? A soft confirmation, said with care. It prevents confusion before it happens. And in English, that's one of the most professional habits you can have. The morning flows into afternoon. Plans change, meetings overlap, schedules shift, and your language can help you handle all of it with calm grace. Handling changes. 4. I'm afraid I won't be able to make it. A kind way to say no. It keeps professionalism and empathy in balance. You're being honest, but never harsh. Because respect is always part of good communication. Would it be possible to reschedule? Another gentle phrase that shows awareness of others' time. You're asking, not demanding. And that's the difference between pressure and partnership. Let me loop you in on this email. A modern workplace phrase meaning, I'll include you in the update. It's about keeping people informed, involved, and valued. In teamwork, inclusion builds trust, and trust builds progress. Now the day moves into collaboration. Ideas are shared, opinions exchanged, and this is where your tone shapes your presence. Scene 3. Collaboration and team spirit. That's a great point. I hadn't thought of it that way. A phrase that shows open-mindedness and respect. You're not just agreeing, you're encouraging, In English, this kind of response makes others feel heard and valued. Let's table that for now. It means let's pause and come back to it later. Calm, efficient, and focused. This phrase helps you guide the conversation without shutting ideas down. 9. I'm happy to take the lead on this. I'm happy to take the lead on this. A sentence of confidence and contribution. It means you're ready to take responsibility, to move from listener to leader. In Blooming English, this is the sound of quiet confidence. Let me get back to you on that. Simple, professional, and powerful. It says, I don't have the answer yet, but I will. This phrase keeps conversations moving, even when decisions take time, because honesty builds trust and trust connects us. The workday ends. The office lights dim. But the words you've spoken, clear, calm, and respectful, stay behind. Professional English isn't about sounding perfect. It's about listening, leading, and speaking with awareness. Every email, every meeting, every gentle reply is a chance to grow your English and yourself. Making plans and social arrangements. Making plans is a simple thing, but it's also a beautiful one. Because behind every plan is a moment of connection. A small message, a friendly voice, a reminder that even in a busy world, we still reach out to one another. So let's walk through a few sentences that help you make plans. Kindly, clearly, and with a warm heart. Reaching out. It starts with something small, a message, a smile, a thought. You want to see someone again. You want to reconnect. 1. Are you free this weekend? A simple, open question that invites conversation. You're not pushing, you're inviting. In English, this phrase says, I'd like to see you. And that's where friendship begins. Do you want to grab a coffee sometime? A gentle invitation, casual but warm. You're not just asking for coffee. You're offering time, company, and connection. These little moments build trust, one cup at a time. 3. Let me check my calendar. Short, polite, and practical. It gives you a moment to think before committing. In Blooming English, pausing isn't hesitation. It's awareness. You're being mindful with your time and theirs. But sometimes plans change. Life happens. Schedules shift. And that's okay. What matters is not the change, but how gently you handle it. Scene 2, adjusting plans. 4. I might have to take a rain check. I might have to take a rain check. A soft way to say, not today, but maybe later. It keeps the door open and tells the other person that you still care. In English, kindness is often found in the way we postpone, not just in the way we agree. Let's play it by ear. This means let's decide later, depending on how things go. It's flexible, light, and free. You don't always need control. Sometimes letting things flow is how friendship grows. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. A simple phrase that carries warmth. It's a small way to say yes, but it sounds natural, real, and friendly. Because in English, sounding natural often means sounding relaxed. I'm not really feeling up to it today. A kind, honest way to say, No, you're not rejecting someone. You're just being truthful about your energy. In Blooming English, honesty with kindness is always the right tone. Could we push it back a bit? Gentle and flexible. It means, can we delay it for later? This phrase keeps harmony in your schedule and kindness in your conversation. Let's pencil it in. A lovely phrase for soft planning. It says, let's plan for it but keep it open. Like writing in pencil, not ink. It shows you're thoughtful, adaptable, and real. And as every plan comes to an end, what truly matters isn't the schedule, but the spirit behind it. Scene 3. Wrapping up. Every plan is a chance to connect. Every conversation, a small reminder that you belong somewhere. So when you make plans, make them gently. And let your words carry warmth. Like sunlight through the clouds. Plans may change, but kindness stays. And the more you speak with openness and grace, the more your English and your connections will bloom. You've made it. The end of this journey through 70 everyday English sentences. But really, this isn't an ending at all. It's the quiet beginning of your next chapter. Each sentence you've learned isn't just language, it's life. It's a seed you planted every time you practiced, every time you spoke with courage, every time you chose connection over silence. Over these lessons, you didn't just study English, you lived it. You learned how to open conversations, how to speak kindly, how to express yourself in cafes, at work, with friends, and most of all, how to sound natural and alive. That's the real beauty of learning. That's the real beauty of learning. Not perfection, but presence. Fluency doesn't come in one day. It grows, slowly, quietly, faithfully. Every time you listen, speak, and reflect, your English takes root a little deeper. So keep practicing, gently, daily, mindfully. Remember, mistakes don't stop your growth. They feed it, because every correction, every try, every small oops moment is a sign you're alive in the language. And if today's episode inspired you, don't stop here. Subscribe to Blooming English Avenue so you don't miss the next journey we'll take together. Share this episode with a friend who's also learning. You never know whose confidence you might help grow. And leave a comment below. Tell me which sentence today spoke to your heart the most. I always love hearing how your English and your confidence are blooming. Because here, we don't just learn words, we grow through them. So take a deep breath. Speak one more sentence today, even a small one. And remember, your voice matters. Your English matters. And every word you say helps your confidence bloom a little more.